blast of winter weather has hit the GTA. Some lovely weather on the way for your Valentine's Day, heading into a very chilly night. I finally found some snow in Saskatoon. We'll tell you where. Minus double-digit morning wind chills in Montreal. It is gorgeous out there. Nothing but blue skies and sunshine in the forecast. These are actually the last of the clouds to move through Vancouver in quite some time. We'll show you where, tell you when these winds will die down, and look at the ski conditions coming up. Jay, over to you. Good morning.
Morning, Peter.
Moisture from Hurricane Matthew is heading toward Nova Scotia tomorrow. We'll tell you how much rain will fall.
You're watching Global Maritimes. This is Global News at 6.
Scary sights in the sky. Yesterday, 2 funnel clouds were spotted at the same time over Porcupine Plain. Now we're tracking some storms. You can see just behind me, we do have some cumulonimbus clouds bubbling up. Here's a look at where it is raining right now as you step out over this noon hour. 436 lightning strikes were recorded, and this is the result. Dozens of fires. The first full week of July was filled with active weather.
Peter's at the Downtown 5 After 5 event in Kelowna, which is sponsored tonight by Global Okanagan.
That's right, Doris. Look at what you're missing out on. The weather's really picking up tonight. We have a special weather statement in place for Montreal.
70,000 people without power. Peter, what is the latest on the forecast? How long is this going to last?
I think those winds will last into the early afternoon, Sam. We will see them start to die off eventually, so hopefully that'll help crews get the upper hand there. Still lots of whitecaps out on English Bay. There were sustained speeds within the tornado between 200 and 300 kilometers per hour. We had an awesome morning in Salmon Arm, and we've now moved on to Village Cheese in Armstrong. We've got the Your Okanagan calendars, as you can see. A baseball alongside so we can compare and see exactly how big those are. Good catch.
I don't want either of these to hit my car.
While you're out enjoying the great Okanagan outdoors, I'm watching out for you.
Global National with Donna Friesen. Reporting tonight, Robin Gill.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Tornado season has come to Saskatchewan big time. Peter Quinlan is in Yorkton tonight, assessing the damage. Peter?
Robin, downtown Yorkton is looking much better now, but Sunday night where I'm standing was a massive lake. Up to 60 millimeters of rain fell in this area, swamping numerous businesses. At the same time, just southwest of the city, a sizable tornado touched down, leaving a swath of destruction in its path.
Kept watching it, and then Mom saw a tree go by the window, and we all hid in the bathtub.
And how many of you were?
There were 6 of us.
The Simpsons are left picking up the pieces after their home was leveled by a tornado.
We have some breaking news now. Environment Canada has just cancelled a wind warning, but tens of thousands of hydro customers remain in the dark along the south coast due to powerful winds. And Peter joins us now with the latest on the weather forecast. And so good news that the wind warning has now been lifted.
Yeah, it's great news, but the effects of this windstorm will likely be felt for quite some time, as you were mentioning. But look at this, some sunshine out there as we take a look to the south, and a pretty nice afternoon it may look like. I'll tell you if that'll actually pan out as it appears. Temperatures taking a tumble tonight with a risk of frost in the forecast.
You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at 6.
Our top story now, and that massive system that hit the GTA today. Well, joining us now with just how bad the storm was and what we can expect for the rest of the evening is our meteorologist, Peter Quinlan. Peter.
Angie, what a wild day it has been in weather. This photo taken behind me from Oshawa, there was not only a possible tornado, but there was also the potential for flooding, and that did occur in the Oshawa area. Tree damage, Peel Police sending that photo in. This was taken in the Durham region where there was a potential tornado. There were tornado warnings in place. Definitely strong storms, definitely scary sights in the sky. Here is the very latest watches and warnings. The City of Toronto under a severe thunderstorm watch, severe thunderstorm warnings for Goderich.
It was so bad, Saskatoon broke a century-old snowfall record. Global News meteorologist Peter Quinlan is out in that right now. Peter?
Donna, this is one of the largest snowfalls Saskatoon has ever recorded this early in the season. 30 centimeters of snow has fallen in Saskatoon, up to half a meter in other parts of the province, and it's not expected to stop until Friday. The Fort McMurray fire has now spread into Saskatchewan. Dark skies last night in the Laloche area.
And in Summerland for the light up on Friday.
That's right, and if you can't make it to any of those locations, you can also head to our website, globalnews.ca/YourOkanagan, and you can make a donation on there, going to support local food banks across the region. Let's take a look at your final weather forecast for the evening, but before before we get to that, a meter of snow by Monday in Whistler. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that. There have been many claims, so I want to address this, that BC will be seeing the most snow on Earth this weekend. 30-degree heat has hit the Arctic Circle not only in Canada, but also in parts of Europe, where, as you can see, people are swimming with the reindeer. Your morning commute tomorrow is looking treacherous. This rain-snow line just south of Montreal will push toward the north. A possible tornado reported in the Estevan area. And for that, we go live to Tiffany Lise, who is in the Estevan area. Tiffany, what's the latest? What are you seeing?
Hey, Peter, yeah, we're in Bean Fate right now.
The Fort McMurray fire burnt it up to 1,000 degrees Celsius, sending heat penetrating deep into the ground, where it can smolder right through a cold winter as what's called a holdover fire. But into your Monday morning, that's when the rain rolls back in right across the GTA, pushing toward Peterborough and then reaching Kingston by your Monday morning.
Peter, when will this wind die down?
You know what, Jenna? I think those winds will actually die down quite quickly at this point. The wind warning is still in place for Metro Vancouver, Victoria, the Sunshine Coast, also eastern sections of Vancouver Island. That's for gusts up to 80 kilometers per hour. But as we look ahead at our forecast models, it does appear that those winds will start to ease. Here's your top wind gusts so far today. Saturna Island takes the cake, 120 kilometers per hour. Right now, we're starting to feel a couple raindrops falling here at the X grounds. Just a couple so far, but that will likely increase. So if you're headed down here to the grounds tonight, definitely pack an umbrella, maybe even pack that raincoat.
My goodness, we said we needed rain, and Mother Nature certainly delivered today. Wow.
Yeah, she absolutely did. What a day it was. Localized flooding, Angie, warnings, watches, special weather statements. It definitely kept me on my toes and many people across the GTA indeed. Let's start with a photo taken of a shelf cloud today. And this is a look at the storm as it rolled through Toronto just after 2 o'clock today.
My mother always told me if you can't think of anything nice to say, maybe just zip it. So that's where I'm at on the weather today, Peter.
So are you not talking about me? You don't want me to zip it? Because that means you're doing weather.
Depends what you're about to say.
Well, I think you'll like what I'm going to say, at least a little bit of it. Did you guys check out the celebration of light last night?
Peter, I'm up at 3:45 in the morning. There is no
So,
way
of
I'm
course.
staying up to watch fireworks.
Actually, you can see it out my window.
Really?
I watched a little bit out my window.
Nice.
Yes, and then I went to bed.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, I was looking at the harbor cam last night and there were a ton of boats out there. My brother actually lives on a boat in Vancouver because it's too expensive to live on land, so he says. And he has the best view of those fireworks. It's almost like you get a double show because there's a reflection on the water. So
very cool.
Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, and it was a beautiful night for it last night and a great day out there. Take a look behind me.
Main part of the weather forecast. Peter, I just returned from Poland. Hi, can you see me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, look at that. Wow. You get a nice view of the lights. You just returned from Poland, though?
Yes, I just returned from Poland.
This is the weather for a polar bear couple. Let's find out how your forecast is going to look. Peter Quinlan, so what's the story?
You know what? I could probably pull off a polar bear, at least this past few days. They would probably like it. It's kind of like, have you heard of Storm the weather dog?
Right.
Of course.
Kind of like that. Yeah, not sure coworkers would be so happy about that.
That would be a wonderful little Canadian meteorologist mascot to have a tiny polar bear. Again, I am not advocating for this.
I'm sure there are laws preventing us.
Sure, people will be very upset that I suggested that, but maybe a stuffed polar bear.
Stuffed.
A doll.
A doll.
That's true. Yes, a doll could work. I'm not a big doll kind of a guy, but you never know. A polar bear doll.
Well, I mean like a stuffed teddy bear. You know.
Yeah,
or Olaf.
that's more like
We'll have like a snowman.
Olaf, you're right.
Yeah. We know you're a fan of Frozen.
He likes warm hugs.
Happy Thanksgiving to you as well. And is it going to be sort of a happy forecast for our viewers as they look forward to having some turkey and stuffing and all the fixings?
You know what? It's not going to be too sad of a forecast. I wouldn't say it'll be too happy, but when you're eating your turkey and stuffing, that usually happens inside. So it's good for that. A good day for cooking a turkey. We'll give it that.
The ministry says it's looking to expand this program to thwart salt-seeking animals elsewhere and keep them away from the highway and traffic.
I hope the tourists don't start using that to try and get them in their photos.
No.
Sprinkle the salt.
And I love the idea of keeping animals safe. So that's always a good thing.
Yes, and the people too, because then they stay off the road. So hopefully that helps in a lot of ways. We've got an anniversary to tell you about tonight. Yeah, let's take a look at that one if we've got it there. This goes to Charlotte and Jerry.
Which included Wendy and Peter, and they were challenged to decorate 12 cookies faster than the competition. And a little messy, points for effort, but not much for decoration or style. Oh my goodness.
Those cookies,
Yeah.
well, for a great cause.
Yes, thank goodness it was for a great cause.
The look of them does not change the deliciousness of the cookie, but
Yes.
Peter
Hey,
Quinlan,
wow.
let's get you in
I was
here. 'cause-
blindfolded.
Come on.
Was it fun?
It was
I-
fun. I was
okay.
blindfolded though. I would like to see what you guys can do blindfolded. It's
Well-
tricky.
Wendy was talking you through it.
Yes, she was.
Yeah,
but
you had a coach,
people
at
were,
least.
Yeah, I had a coach. Okay, but you have to see my artwork when my eyes are open. It is already
Bad?
atrocious. So
All right.
she made me be the drawer because she was scared if I was being the coach, I would be laughing too much and I wouldn't give her any directions. So
That was a good
So
point.
I will not hire you to do my birthday cake or for
No.
any other event. Cake
no,
bossy
unless
is
you
not.
want a big blob. That's what I did today.
And actually, Peter, there's something here that I think.
Yeah, there's little weather facts, and since we're in Salmon Arm, I want to tell you the weather fact for Salmon Arm in the calendar this year. It's from August 1990. On the 17th, they got 48 millimeters of rain on that one day. Able to get the crews that they could on this fire as quickly as possible because the fire danger rating is at extreme, and what that means is fires will spread quite quickly, but they did manage to get retardant right along the perimeter, so that's good news because you can see it was just within meters of people's homes. Snow is falling. It is looking so much like Christmas here, and they have just turned the lights on here at the Enchanted Forest. Joining me now to tell us all about this year's lights is Don Morniak, the Executive Director of the Saskatoon Zoo Foundation.
Officials will reevaluate the weather on Monday. But let's evaluate the weather right now with meteorologist Peter Quinlan. So Peter, what can we expect for the rest of the weekend here?
The rest of the weekend will be a little bit on the breezy side, Mark, but I suspect that delay in the beginning of lobster fishing season is not because of Monday's winds. They won't be overly excessive, as you can see here, but because of Tuesday's winds that could gust at times up to 60 to 70, maybe even 80 or 90 kilometers per hour.
I want to go home.
It's a sentiment shared by thousands forced to flee their homes in northern Saskatchewan as frustrations begin to boil over.
To spend 11 days here is just too much for some people, because some people haven't left our community at all, and they're not used to living in a city like Saskatoon or Prince Albert.
It's depressing to be. We got no activity at all. Nothing for the adults, other than walk around looking lost.
This group of evacuees was so fed up, they organized a rally.
These politicians here can help us and get our Type 3 firefighters hired, because we want to go home and we want our community safe.
Us guys want to go and firefight, but they're not hiring.
A certain portion of our firefighting force, we actually hire local certified firefighters to assist us, which we have been doing in the community.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has asked Minister Ralph Goodale to strengthen and enhance the National Emergency Response Plan. They are meeting with community leaders from across the country and discussing the risks involved and taking an inventory, including looking at training and developing firefighters from local communities.
One of the biggest concerns in that plan is the gaps that have existed historically with respect to Indigenous communities.
We know our community better, and we know the forests better, so frankly, I think they have more experience and they should be hired, and it seems that nobody's paying attention.
Right now, evacuees say communication is at the forefront of their concerns. Have they told you anything?
No, I've been asking around and they say 2 more weeks maybe before we can go home. It's just like being lost. It's like they put you there but they forget about you.
We are attempting to communicate the current conditions with the evacuees now to ensure that they know what's going on.
All goes to support a very special cause for us at Global Saskatoon. Joining me to tell us all about that is Shelley James with TLC at Home. You're the founder of TLC at Home. For people at home who don't know what that is, can you just explain to
Right there.
So it's busy, so you put
They're basic items to some, but to these kids, they are cherished Christmas presents.
Princess Alexandra is the heart of the city. We're in the middle of the city, and so lots of people come with different needs.
Some of them don't eat, and some of them, they don't have Christmas, and some of them just need to know that people care.
You need a new toothbrush.
She's talking to you right now?
It's TLC at Home Day at Princess Alexandra School.
TLC is just all about touching the life of a child and bringing a smile to kids that sometimes don't have as many smiles maybe as we do in a day.
Every single classroom in the school gets a visit from the delivery team, who heads to a total of 5 schools during the week, helping nearly 1,000 Saskatoon children take home a Christmas gift this year.
We usually like to help because we like to see other people happy rather than sad.
There are so many children right here in Saskatoon that life is not always as blessed as ours, and the many things that we take for granted, they don't.
For some of these kids, this might be the only gift they get all season, so it's so important for us to be involved in, and it's so rewarding when you see how happy the children are.
I've had a lot of tears this morning, and I usually do. It's just overwhelming with Saskatoon, who are so generous to take the time to bring those things to our school.
And for the kids, it makes for a Christmas they won't soon forget.
Some of the stuff that I liked, that's the stuff that I needed.
The many hours that are spent behind the scenes, this is payment. Completely. I don't know, it gets me every year.
Well, good evening and thank you for joining us. The warm weather of yesterday is long gone, and in its place, snow, wind, and cold temperatures. It's the first real indication that winter isn't far off. Let's check in now with our meteorologist Peter Quinlan with just how cold it's going to get tonight and what we can expect in the week ahead.
Angie, this afternoon, Environment Canada issuing a special weather statement for the city of Toronto, surrounding areas as well, for flurries at times and icy roads possible. Now, here's a look at the main brunt of the warnings. They are to the west of the region, a snow squall warning, also a snowfall warning up in the Ottawa area. That's for upwards of 25 centimeters of snow. And you mentioned the winds. Look at that, upwards of 70 kilometers per hour in terms of gusts for the Toronto area. The lake effect machine has definitely set up off of Georgian Bay into the GTA, and also some system snow further toward the east in places like Kingston. Snowfall warning that is also in place. It's for the Coquihalla Highway. Here's a live shot, 20 to 30 centimeters of snow on the way. The Sea to Sky Highway also expecting 15 to 20 centimeters. Williston and Highway 97 to Pine Pass, 10 to 20 centimeters on the way. So if you're heading out on those roads or any other area highways that have snow, be sure to check your tires, remove ice from your mirrors and your windows. And if you want to avoid skidding, you can not brake too hard and avoid accelerating too quickly. Here's a look at the radar satellite map, having some issues with data, but we are seeing a wave of rain pushing toward Abbotsford, so you can expect that if you are stepping out. And there's actually something called thunder snow that's been taking place over the last little while on Vancouver Island. You could see a little bit of lightning and a few rumbles of thunder if you were out at Mount Washington, and this is all part of a low pressure system that is now swept through and will continue to sweep through along with the frontal boundary. Here is a live shot at Worcester. Check out all those people enjoying the snow. 60 centimeters worth to enjoy. Here's a look at how much fell over the past 24 hours in the Grouse Mountain area, around 44 centimeters. But check that out, Mount Washington, over a meter of snow over the past 24 hours. So much so that they had to dig out their vehicles. There was so much snow. That's what happens when you have a meter of snow and you really couldn't see anything there, but there were vehicles underneath that, certainly creating some picturesque scenes and quite the winter wonderland this is all created, all thanks to this low pressure system and a frontal boundary that's associated with it that will continue to press through. As we head through late Monday, I think we may get some breaks after a few morning showers, but that snow will continue along the mountain passes and in higher elevation areas, likely at 1,200 meters and higher for the most part. Then as we swing through into your Tuesday, it'll be a wet start to the day. How much snow are we expecting? Whistler, you could get another half meter of snow. Grouse Mountain around 11 centimeters possible.
We have a major development happening. Not only is our first snowfall on the way, but it's not a gentle transition, Pete.
No, it's not, Julie. Just over a week ago, we were in summer and we are now preparing for winter. Gimli seeing some more snow that will push out through the evening hours.
All right, and now it's time for our first look at the weather forecast. And joining us is meteorologist Peter Quinlan.
Mark, tonight, Montreal and Quebec City, as well as all of southern Quebec, are under a freezing rain warning. This is for potentially up to 5 to 10 millimeters of ice accretion on surface is below freezing as rain falls along a warm front and frontal boundary sweeping through the area. Temperatures flirting with the freezing mark toward the Ottawa Valley. +1 in Montreal this evening, and just below the freezing mark through Trois-Rivières and into Quebec City, where it feels like -5 with wind chill. Now, a slate of cloud cover continues to slide across the region as we head through the overnight period, though this wave of moisture that's charging through southern Ontario will roll into southern Quebec, and because of that, that will fall as freezing rain because temperatures will be below freezing at night. They'll rise back above during the day tomorrow, and that means plain rain during the day, but it will transition over to snow soon. We'll tell you when coming up. Relative humidity wise, this is the big one. It is bone dry out there. 30% humidity currently in Kelowna. This is where things are headed throughout the day. Clinton, 16%. That's the moisture content level in the air, and it won't really improve at all into your Monday. So all of this has created an extreme fire danger. You can see in the red. This is today's fire danger rating. I want to push you forward. This is looking ahead to your Friday. Watch how these reds and oranges expand. I'm going to bring you ahead another week. This is August 11th. We're looking at no relief on the way, and these tinder dry conditions will be fueled by this upper ridge that will continue to pump in the warm air as we head through into the work week. It's going to be the hottest start to August ever recorded for Vancouver and much of the lower mainland. No precipitation has really been seen throughout summer so far, beyond 2 millimeters in most areas, and none is really expected in the future. Futurecast, nothing really to show you here, but I want to show you some of our longest range models we have for rainfall. This goes out 10 to 12 days. And you can only see 1 or 2 millimeters at most, and most of that is toward the end of this timeline. Here's another model just indicating how parched the landscape will be right into the beginning of August and into the middle of August as well. BC Peace River, winds will ease tonight. Whitehorse, chance of rain on the way, 18 degrees on your Sunday. North Coast, 15 with a chance of showers on the way, 18 for your Monday. Windy conditions along the coast early this afternoon. 22 for the Cariboo and Central Interior, heading down into Columbia, Kootenay region, mid-30s, lots of sunshine. That'll be one of the driest parts of the province. Thompson and Okanagan, we are looking at temperatures into the mid-30s. Whistler, around 26, 31 near Pemberton, though, and pushing onto the island, temperatures will be around 21 degrees for a daytime high for Victoria, a little cooler as you head toward the water. Here is your Metro Vancouver 5-day forecast. 24 tomorrow. Monday, 26 degrees. Inland sections will be into the low to mid-30s. Could break records Tuesday through Thursday to start off August. Jen, it's going to be a hot one.
That is definitely a hot weather forecast. Thanks so much, Peter.
But that hurricane that we were talking about, Hurricane Jose, will actually kind of cause this cold front to stall just north of Montreal. So that means we will see the showers associated with it in areas north of the city. But I think that most areas will be out of the woods, at least right along the St. Lawrence River. In terms of Monday, we are looking at a few more clouds filtering through. Rain and the potential for thunderstorms further north. Tomorrow, daytime highs will be roasty toasty once again, back into the mid to upper 20s, 26 for Quebec City, 26 as well in Sherbrooke. Then as we bring you back into Montreal, daytime highs pushing into the upper 20s. People out skating on their backyard rinks because of those very chilly, record cold morning lows. Now today, temperatures made it above freezing. Hopefully that rink wasn't melting too much. 3 degrees this afternoon in Peterborough, and as we look at those winds, a little gusty as we head closer to the water, over toward Prince Edward County and over toward Lindsay. Not super strong at the moment, but still seeing gusts in some areas up to 50 kilometers per hour. We're keeping a close watch on that rain that was rolling through this afternoon and continues to do so across the region. It could continue at times in a patchy form into tomorrow morning, but it'll likely be done by the time you wake up. Could see a few sunny breaks during the day tomorrow, but then another round of rain is on the way. On a lighter note,
Yes.
the weather was pretty nice this weekend.
I feel like we got so spoiled in October, and I feel like we're being spoiled again in November. Is there any sign of snow? I know you were saying that we've got some delays as far as mountains opening.
Yeah, there are actually. And you know, those delays are because of something called a temperature inversion. So warmer air on top of cooler air near the ground. And that was the case today in Silver Star. And that's why the mountains aren't really getting that cooler temperatures to hold the snow that does fall, because they do get some snow, but then it melts. So here's a look at the temperature inversion over Vernon today, and right near Silver Star, temperatures were above freezing again today. That's not good news for those ski resorts. So Silver Star did say in a statement today that they will be not opening at least this Thursday like they were planning to because of those temperatures above freezing. Once again, here's a look at those opening dates. Big White still expecting to open on Thursday. Baldy Mountain around December 7th and Apex Mountain on December 8th. And here's a live look at Silver Star, and there certainly is quite a bit of snow. Earlier today when I was looking at the camera, there were some people out cross-country skiing, and there actually are trails that are open, over 50 kilometers worth actually, that are now groomed and are available if you want to head out there and do that. Mostly cloudy skies along Rogers Pass tonight.
Producing diesel from oil seeds. Peter Quinlan explains.
Just over a year, the largest biodiesel plant in Canada will be standing right behind me. Any of that we will keep with the snow, and you can see there is some warm air pumped out ahead of that low 19, and into Sunday we do warm up for the last day of the weekend to 21 degrees. Monday we have a change though. We do have some rain showers into Tuesday morning, and then we warm back up into the middle of next week, 19 and 18. So you can pull out the shorts and the t-shirt for the rest of this week, and into the weekend we should have some sunny skies. UV index will be a little high though, so keep the sunscreen handy. You could win Now Dance 3. It's one of the latest and greatest CDs out there with one of my favorite artists, Coldplay, as well as Rihanna on it. So it's real simple. If you want to win this CD, all you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number. And that snow will overtake the rain heading through the later portion of the afternoon into the evening hours, right through the overnight period into your Wednesday. This will be a significant snowfall. Once the first few centimeters melt on contact with the ground, we will begin to see accumulations mound up. So the rain has already begun. We will see that snow mixing in later in the day, and that will continue right through into your Wednesday with winds gusting upwards of 70 kilometers per hour at times. For much more information on this, click on the link and head to our website.
It's time for us to check in with Peter Quinlan, our meteorologist, keeping an eye on what's happening with the wind situation throughout the province. That Elephant Hill wildfire taking off on the cruise again yesterday, Peter, causing another round of evacuations. So everyone wanting to know what's happening today.
Yeah, Lynn, and we're keeping a very close eye on that. Part of the reason why it took off so fast yesterday was because we had very strong wind gusts that picked up, at times gusting upwards of 41 kilometers per hour. That was actually from the southerly direction, and this is where current conditions sit at right now in Clinton. Northerly winds, those have just changed directions. They were coming in from the east last hour, 14 degrees, and that relative humidity will drop into the teens.
It's going to get hotter in the forecast. I assume that's not good for these firefighting efforts.
Yeah, Joel, a lot of people wondering when they can finally go home, and it just looks like we're going to see a continuation of what we have had over the past couple of weeks. More dry weather, more lightning possible, and really no significant precipitation in the forecast. A messy system bringing in some heavy snow to places like Thunder Bay and areas along Lake Superior. Now, temperatures tonight will plunge back to minus 15, feeling like minus 24 with wind chill. Look at that beautiful shot, lovely fall colors in Muskoka. Thanks to Barbara for that photo, and hopefully you're able to get out and enjoy this gorgeous day. It was a little bit cooler than normal, 13 degrees with a daytime high. 15 is the seasonal norm in terms of daytime highs, but it could be much worse. Look at this, daytime highs across the prairies, barely getting above the freezing mark in some cases with snow. So definitely a lot to be thankful for across southern Ontario. And if you're looking for the heat, head to Halifax, 20-degree daytime high today, but head there fast because this upper ridge is starting to break down through the day tomorrow. Heavy rain headed to that portion of the country. A ridge will build in behind that, and that ridge will start to take hold in southern Ontario through the night tonight. We are expecting those clouds to clear out of the area. Whenever high pressure does dig in though, a sinking flow in the atmosphere, that does bring in a high risk of frost at this time of year. In behind that, we will get a deck of clouds start to build in. That'll be through your Tuesday though. But for the day tomorrow, once this cloud cover clears out this evening, we are looking at a beautiful day filled with nothing but blue skies and sunshine. I hope you're able to get out and enjoy it. Then heading through Tuesday, we are looking at the next batch of cloud cover building in. In behind that, though, there is a cold front lurking that we'll get to in a second. But first, overnight tonight in London, potentially dropping below the freezing mark. Toronto, I think, should be okay, around 2 degrees, closer to the water, a little bit more of a warmer influence thanks to that warmer temperature of the water at this time of year. So you should be okay if you're closer to the water. If you're in a low-lying area, though, we are looking at a risk of frost. Elsewhere across the province, looking at daytime highs in the mid-teens for the most part, and sunshine pretty much across the board. In Toronto, that frost advisory is in place tonight. Then the cloud cover will build in for your Tuesday. Looks like we'll get a little bit of clearing for Wednesday, up to 20 degrees for a daytime high ahead of the cold front that will swing in on your Thursday. The clouds will clear out through the day, chance of morning and early morning showers for your Thursday. Then daytime highs take a bit of a dip, but they do recover into next weekend. And we are keeping a close eye on Maria. It is strengthening, and I've also plotted on the track of Irma. You can see how close this is to the track that Maria is expected to take. We are looking at Puerto Rico looking like it will get a bit of a direct hit as a Category 3 storm. They are still recovering from being hit by Irma. Now here's Jose, and this is what we are keeping a very close watch on for the Maritime provinces, but then the effects of that hurricane will push in. So as we head through the day tomorrow, we'll see some clouds to start, then a little bit of clearing across the region, especially into New Brunswick. Then as we head into your Monday, some more cloud cover, some late day clearing once again for New Brunswick. It will be a foggy start to the day though in Halifax, and this is what we are keeping an eye on in terms of Hurricane Jose. It looks like Wednesday we'll see the heaviest rain push in late Tuesday, Wednesday, and then it'll clear right out. In terms of precipitation totals for the next few days, it will be minimal, but this is now pushing forward to Thursday. Looks like the Liverpool area will be amongst one of the areas that sees the most precipitation, upwards of 55 millimeters possible. Light drizzle in Halifax tonight, up into Fredericton around 13 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and across the region tomorrow we are looking at daytime highs cooler than today, into the mid-20s for western New Brunswick. Fredericton, your 7-day forecast, feeling like 29 tomorrow. Mix of sun and cloud Monday, then the rain moves in. Tuesday into Wednesday from the remnants of what will be Hurricane Jose. And this is your Halifax 7-day forecast. Heavy rain pushing in Tuesday through Thursday. The heaviest will be late Tuesday night into Wednesday. I think we could see upwards of 50 to 70 millimeters. We'll keep a close eye on that. There's even a chance of thunderstorms overnight tonight, which isn't the best for the firefighting situation, and they are going to continue to see those strong northwesterly winds over the next couple of days. Julie?
Okay, thanks, Peter. We're going to return to our crew up in Prince Albert now and continue your live wildfire coverage. Here's Whitney Stinson.
We first introduced you to the Photography Club in December. Since then, there's been an outpouring of support from you, our viewers, right across Canada. Here's Peter Quinlan.
The snap of a shutter, click of a mouse, it's the sound of people passionately honing their photography skills. But some of them might not have been here at all if it weren't for a few selfless acts of generosity.
I had some problems with depression and anxieties and panic attacks and suicide. Like, photography changed my life.
After our story aired on Global News, we actually had a big influx of positive messages from actually all over the country.
And along with those messages came cameras. Over 20 digital SLR cameras were donated to the Pine House Photography Club, along with a tripod, telescope, and over $1,000.
It really means a lot to us because it sends a message out that people actually do care.
The mayor of the remote northern Saskatchewan community was so inspired, he gave the group a room right by his, inside the village hall.
Once you see growth in the community, everybody's proud of it, and we all want to be in the same bus and going the same direction. We're choosing the positive lifestyle, which is so great.
It's been over a year since a suicide crisis claimed 6 lives in 1 month in northern Saskatchewan. Since then, the province's children's advocate has spoke with thousands of youth. He says a lot has been learned, and Pine House is leading the way.
I believe our community members have the answer. Start a photography club, start a music club, do different types of things so that you can occupy our kids' time.
And these kids are realizing that the more and more they start looking for beauty through the lens of the camera, the more and more they start seeing it in everyday life.
I don't think about my anxiety when I have the camera in front of my face.
The group hopes they can raise enough support to purchase even more cameras so their positive impact can spread even further.
The voices of the kids from northern Saskatchewan, if they're listening, your voices are being heard all across the world.
What's the next step to make this bigger so we can inspire more people from different communities, not only in Saskatchewan but all over Canada.
Peter Quinlan, Global News, Saskatoon.